Welcome to Family Tree Asset Positioning, your first step to designing your estate plan. My name is Randall Baxter, and I'll be guiding you through this process. Thanks for meeting with me today, and I appreciate your time. Let's go over what we will discuss today. Firstly, we're going to draw your family tree illustration. Secondly, we will review your current estate plan. Then we will review health and income information. We're going to look at long-term care and income reviews and gaps and cliffs, and we'll ask you some health questions. And we're going to review your current estate plan to see if it's what you want for your family. Let's draw your family tree. We'll either be using a whiteboard or we can just do it on a piece of paper. It's easier if you just want to do it on a piece of paper. On your current estate plan, it's about what you don't know. Lawyers usually charge between $2,500 and $4,000 for basic estate plans, and then charge by the hour for reviews and consultations after that. Family Tree Asset Positioning can provide lawyer-written estate plans, complete with all needed documents for a basic estate plan, for much less, and we can deliver it ready for witnesses in 1 week. The truth is, most people do not have the estate plan they want for their family. Why don't they have the estate plan they want? They're afraid it would cost too much. They do not want to take the time to go downtown, pay for parking, go to the 5th floor of a bank building to have a discussion about their estate plan, and pay a consultation fee even if they do not purchase a plan. They know an estate plan needs to be done, but they have not gotten around to it. No one has taken the time to explain the process in an easy-to-understand format, and they have not had an affordable offer made to them to implement an estate plan they designed with the proper questions and information. Next, we will discuss a few important concepts. We'll talk about a will, a trust, a power of attorney for finance, power of attorney for health care, and a living will or advanced care plan. Let's start with what is a living will. The document that tells everyone what your wishes are, when you're defenseless and in a coma or a vegetative state. What is a power of attorney for health care? The document that gives a loved one the power to enforce the decisions you have requested. What's the difference between a durable power of attorney and a springy power of attorney? A springy power of attorney requires a personal physician and one other physician to agree that you should not be making financial decisions. 2 doctors have to agree and provide letters. This document allows other people to access your personally owned assets according to your predetermined wishes. Wills must be probated. Even a will designed as a pour-over will to accommodate a trust if the trust is not properly funded. Pour-over will accommodate a trust and never has to be changed again unless a change of executors is required. But in order to avoid probate court, things must be in the trust before the death of the trustors. Who in your family tree do you want to be executor? Who would be the successor executor? A trustor is the owner, grantor, and a trustee is the manager of a trust. The possible beneficiary arrangements can be equal, different, special needs, and have creditor protections. Have you ever experienced a long-term care situation with a loved one? Do you have long-term care plans? Now, let's do a quick income analysis. There are a few things you need to be aware of. The biggest fear people have when planning for retirement is that they could run out of money. Would you agree? So we need to talk about income streams. Some incomes are tied to assets like CDs, bank accounts, mutual funds, IRA, 401k accounts, and some are not tied to assets like Social Security and pension. So there are income streams tied to assets and income streams not tied to assets. Does that make sense? We should discuss 2 concepts that must be considered in retirement. I call these income gaps and income cliffs. First, let's look at income gaps. When we analyze income not tied to assets, an income gap is if we don't have enough income to pay expenses. But there are also income cliffs. The income cliff is an issue we must all face in the future. And there are 2 types of cliffs. First, the spouse dies and income goes down immediately, like adjustments in Social Security and pensions. 2, Spouse becomes ill and expenses increase immediately without an increase in income. There's one other factor that we need to consider. Our current health status is a primary factor in our investment choices. Would you agree? Have you or your spouse experienced any health problems? Heart attack, stroke, cancer, Parkinson's disease, serious physical injury, AIDS, or HIV? If you or your spouse have experienced these illnesses, you're closer to the cliff. It is important that that cliff is properly funded, and we'll come back to that later. Now you know about long-term care, income planning, and the importance of funding possible health problems as well. You should plan your gaps and cliffs with sure thing investments, not maybes. Let's discuss assets. All I need today is a ballpark estimate of your asset structure. You don't have to answer these questions, but I'll be a better advisor to you if you do. All I need is a ballpark. How much money do you keep in your bank account for monthly expenses? Do you have a savings account or money market account? What is the ballpark balance? Do you own any annuities? Tell me about your current life insurance, death benefits, cash values. Are you currently investing in your IRA or 401k? Do you have any non-qualified investments? I see you've done a pretty good job with your asset accumulation. Is there any reason you would not want to have your estate plan in order? I already have the information we need in your family tree. I can have this done for you and have it ready in a week. All I need is your payment information, and you will have your estate plan ready in a week. Next week, we will notarize and deliver your estate plan. When we meet next week, I have some ideas to share with you, but we need to do some research and run some numbers. Do you want to see your numbers? Thanks for your time. We'll meet again next week to finish this up.